Welcome back guys to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you a breakdown on US30, what happened today. The date today is Wednesday, April 6th, and before we get started, if you want a free forex training, make sure you click the link in the description where you can get that training. And if you want to avoid all the mistakes from trading, check out my program Reward Over Risk. The link also is in the description where you can sign up for that. So today was very choppy, and that is not surprising knowing that it was Wednesday today. I'm going to give you guys a little bias on the days that I trade. The days that I usually trade are Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. The reason why I don't trade Wednesdays is because you guys can see all this nonsense going on, and this is not market conditions I want to be in when the market is just choppy, going up and down and up and down and up and down. I want to see an overall move happen, and that move did happen during the London session right here. I do not personally trade the London session, I only trade the New York session, so I would have passed on this. So going into the market, we could have already seen that we were in a downtrend. That's the first thing that I usually look for, is like, what kind of trend are we in already, and we were in a downtrend. Now if we go to the 1 hour chart, one thing that I also like to look at is the 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. hourly candle to see how that candle closed. So right here, that candle was giving us bullish indications, and it looked like for the first half of the market open, we can see for the first half of this hourly candle from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. it did push up and then overall went down. So overall my bias would have been short looking at the market right here. And if we go back to the minute 5, I want to go to the market open. So this was a market open right here, this was a market open right here, the 6:35 minute candle, and look at how it just shot up, then shot down, and closed kind of as a doji. Very unpredictable conditions that happened today, and this is a point in the market where I would have been like, do you know what? I'm not going to trade this. I'm going to wait for a more clear setup to appear. And this is where my setup probably would have came initially. Right here, we have a bearish candle followed by a bullish candle, but this bearish candle could be construed as a hammerhead candle or a spinning top because we have this long wick to the downside, and we can see we have all these wicks to the downside, and when it's pinched to the bottom it's going to go up, pinched to the top it's going to drop. So that's what I saw right there. So this setup would appear at 6:50 a.m. right here for a good buy, and once again all it did was consolidated, because after that candle closed it only pushed up 270 pips, and I'm usually going for like 1,000 plus pips on a trade. So it would have been hard to identify a setup on the 5-minute chart. So let's go to the minute 15 and see what we saw there. Okay, here's the market open on the minute 15. Really not any good setups that appeared on the minute 15. This would have been a nice trade, but it was too big. We would have had too big of a stop loss if we had taken that trade right there. The setup that I probably would have taken was this candle, would have been this candle right here, but that closed at 8:45, and that's past my timing in the market. Usually when I trade, I'm showing up at like 6:35. I'm leaving the markets around 7:38 a.m. I'm not going to stay in the markets for that long, because when the markets initially do open up at 6:30, when the market open happens, all the major moves are happening within that first 30 minutes. Now there are going to be moves that happen, but they're not going to be as quick, and I want to get that quick bag real quick. Okay, so nothing really happened on the minute 15. Those are the two time frames that I do look for confluence on, but I want to show you guys something real quick, because I did have that setup that I saw in the minute 5. And we're going to have this one as a minute 5 and this one is a minute 15. Okay. So I want you guys to look at the cursor on the minute 15 and the minute 5. So this is where our setup would have been on the minute 5. So our setup would appear at 6:50 a.m. But if we look at the minute 15, look at this candle right here. This candle closed at 7 a.m. So it did push up a little. That did give us a bullish indication that it was going to go up. But if we would have entered right here, we would have got in at a later entry versus if we entered all the way down here on this candle. So this is where our initial setup would have been for today. But I wanted to just give you guys like a breakdown on the markets, what I would have seen if I were to have traded today, the setup that I would have taken. But overall, I do not trade Wednesdays. I suggest that you guys do the same thing. And one thing that you guys can do is go and back test. Go back into the Wednesdays and look how choppy they really are. If you go right here to this date window, you can go back to any time. So it already is April, so we'd have to go to March 30th, that was last Wednesday, then the 23rd, then the 16th, then the 9th, then the 2nd. And you guys can see if you go back in time on the Wednesdays, it's very choppy. And also, if you guys are looking for like the best days to trade when the most momentum is happening, you guys can check it out all right here. But that's the overall bias that I came up with is like, look, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays are the best days to trade. I really like Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are my favorite times because there's so much movement and momentum in the markets. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.